morning, good morning. How you guys doing this morning? Glad to have you join me. Well, I sifted through the latest CFTC data, and I plotted it in my spreadsheet. And I've attached some supply and demand charts of the monthly and weekly chart. So we're going to take a look at the data briefly today. And we're going to start off by looking at gold. Let's just make sure I got the latest data here. Let me see here. Where is it? Oh, wrong chart. Give me 1 second. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Here we go. Okay, so I plotted all the data, and here's the numbers. As I was mentioning to you yesterday, I believe, we had contract expirations. So as we go through the tabs, we're going to take a look and see that some of the data doesn't look right. Some of the positions are greatly reduced, all right? Now, for gold, you can see that we have, let me just minimize that. For gold, we have an increase in long positions. So contracts did not expire during this period, and what we see is a steady increase in long positions, okay? 284, 276, 287. Last few weeks, several weeks of gold, we see cooled off positions. So at this point, banks are not even focusing on the short positions, all right? All right, here you can see it. Right? Very cooled off. So right now the banks aren't even focused on their shorts, which is something that we should be paying attention to. Now, I got a question yesterday on the Telegram channel with respect to whether or not I thought the price of gold was going to be declining. Well, as mentioned before, we are watching the chart and we're watching for the signals. The most important chart right now is the daily chart because we have demand down below, supply up above. To determine what direction price is going to go in while these two zones are holding is not a good idea because it can pretty much go in any direction. We can see that they're not focused on shorts right now, so there doesn't seem to be any indication that price is going to be dropping in the near future, but that can change as price continues to sit in this range. We can see that as price has been coasting sideways, their main focus has been to accumulate a long position, right? We can see that here. Just after April or so, they started coasting sideways with price. And you can see since April 2nd, they've been increasing their long positions, all right? So the evidence suggests that price is likely going to go higher after it continues, after it breaks out of this range and continues moving. But we'll wait and see. Oil, not much to see here with respect to oil. Look at their positions, okay? They increased their longs a little bit, 318, 338. Okay. Shorts, still very cooled off. What's happening with price? Very difficult to say. There's no supply. There's no demand coming into play. So I just move along. Here we are. And here we go, July 18. Look at positions here, okay? 26,000 to 30,000. That's a pretty big increase with respect to the US dollar. But look at shorts. Look at what they've been doing here. Look at that. They used to be aggressive with shorts. Just recently, they've been offloading those shorts. Now, something very strange with the dollar. This is the first time I've seen in a very long time the dollar not matching up with what we are seeing with the other dollar-led pairs, okay? US Swiss, US CAD, US dollar, Japanese yen. The two, these two assets, the dollar index and the other dollar-led pairs, they're not in line with each other. Okay, they're doing basically opposite of what each of them are doing, and it's very strange. I don't remember seeing this for a very long time. So I'm focusing on this. I'm paying attention to it. I don't know what to make of it just yet, but it's something that's on my radar. Okay. Supply has been hit on the dollar index, weekly supply. It's been contacted several times. So we'll wait and see how this wants to play out. Aussie, we can see that longs, they've added them recently, 45,000. Now we have 55,000, a little bit more aggressive. Shorts, they've been declining their shorts since they reached big positions here in March, took some off. April 16, they started, they reached near maximum size, so they start closing them again. Once again, as I was mentioning before, when we have the banks reaching maximum size, price gets very low on the chart, okay, from the increase of shorts. When they take profits on those shorts, it causes price to rally up. So this is what's been taking place for quite some time on the Aussie. And it's just doing the same thing one more time. What's going to happen? Hard to say. What I can tell you is that we still have demand that's in play here on the higher time frame. Okay, but we're still waiting to see what clear direction price wants to head into. Now, USCAD. This one's a very interesting one. Take a look at the long positions there. All right. Look at what we're seeing here. Longs have reached maximum size. That's 170,000. That's the largest long position the banks have ever held on the US CAD. Okay, this is something to take note of, right? 170,000. That's the largest it's ever been. So we're at maximum size right now. So what tends to happen when positions reach maximum size? Well, based on historical analysis of what takes place, is we usually see price turn over and head lower. All right. Now on the weekly chart, you see that we have this trend line to the upside, and this seems to be holding price for quite some time. On the daily chart, we also have another trend line up here. Okay. And I believe that once this trend line on the daily chart gets taken out, we're going to see a move down towards this lower trend line here on the weekly chart. It could drop even more. It would depend on whether or not the institutions start accumulating a short position after they take profits from those longs. But I would definitely not be looking at taking a long position on the US CAD, okay? Specifically because of the positions here on longs, all right? So US Swiss, you can see, 53, that's not so aggressive with long positions. Not like the US CAD, but you can see the last week, a decline in positions from 50 to 43. You can see here the bubble that long positions got very aggressive here, and then now this is the profit-taking phase, all right? Is it going to follow price to the downside with the US CAD if the US CAD turns over? Possibly. Is the US dollar index hitting supply, meaning that price is going to continue lower because that supply is in play? Possibly. So these are all things that we're looking at. We definitely have a bullish bias because price was rallying up, but I think it's time that we see some more aggressive profit taking on long positions, which will eventually fuel a move to the downside here. Euro. This one's the interesting one. I was mentioning yesterday that the sentiment is neutral, and it is, as you could tell, if you look at the coloration of the cells here. You can see that back in this period of time. Let's just get this to be green. Back in November up until about January, okay? November up until about January was bullish. Yeah, of course. And you can see price was rallying up here. Now from February to May, okay, which is here. Let me just change it to the blue. to May, it was neutral. Look what happened with price when it was neutral. Somewhat sideways, okay? And then we got a little burst of bullishness here. The month of May, we got the rally up, and now we're getting into neutral territory again. Right? And you can see what price has been doing. We had that slight drop, and then so far 2 weeks of just basing, okay? We're getting those doji candles where price is just ranging on a lower time frame. So not much in terms of direction. We got that major profit taking on long positions throughout this early phase of 2024, first half, I should say, of 2024, profit taking on long positions. And this is something that we had mentioned, you know, back last year. We were expecting that to happen. So now there's not much going on in terms of their positions. We don't see a major accumulation in any position, longs or shorts. Sentiment is neutral. So right now we're waiting on the sidelines for something to become a little bit more clear. Pound US dollar profit taking on long positions. They got aggressive with longs. We saw that rally up in price and then the sell-off take place, which is causing the move to the downside. So again, I wouldn't be interested in trading this one at this point because there's no clear indication that price is going to go anywhere for any sustainable amount of time. So I move along. US dollar, Japanese yen, big, strong, bullish momentum. And what do we see? They're definitely not focused on shorts. Okay, this is something that I was pointing out. Definitely not focused on shorts. And they didn't use contract expirations to do anything, really. They just increased their long positions. So they were aggressive with longs. They took profit. And then now we're seeing this last week's data, an increase in longs. Is it going to be sustained? Who knows? What we can tell you is that we're seeing a lot of bullish momentum. We're seeing supply zones being taken out on some of the other yen pairs. But we do still have supply here. Okay? We do still have supply here. Can this be ripped through? Sure it can. But, you know, supply is still in play. So you got to proceed with caution. Kiwi. They got very aggressive with longs. Look at that. This last week, 33 to 39,000. Very aggressive with longs here at these highs. Maximum size 47. We're at 39. That's pretty aggressive. Likely going to see a little bit of a sell-off. We're starting to see that right now, which is going to drive price a little bit lower. All right, folks, there you have it. Thanks for joining me today. I'm glad you did. And I'll leave you with something. Right now we have a new class that started, a new level 1 class, a master class. And if you're a new student, you can find that by clicking on the classroom button, level 1, supply and demand master class. We just began this master class. We have 2 sessions that we've done so far. Session 1 of 7, the foundation of successful trading. And session 2 of 7, skills of observation. Next Monday, we're going to be doing session 3. So if you want to join us and you want to start learning the foundation of supply and demand, how to do the proper analysis, how to locate the buying and selling from the institutions, I'd advise you and encourage you to sign up with us. All right. That's it for now. You take care of yourself and have yourself a good day. We'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.